Guildpact was the second set printed in the original Ravnica City of Guilds block. This set featured unique legendary creatures from the Orzhov, Izzet, and Gruul guilds. This video is an overview of each of these legendary creatures and their strategies and impact on the Commander format. To put it simply, you could have picked a far worse Commander spotlight to watch. These white, black, blue, red, and red-green legendary creatures are some of the most fun you'll encounter, and they encompass a wide variety of strategies and playstyles. We'll begin with Ulasht the Hate Seed, 2 of anything, 1 red and 1 green for a legendary creature Hellion Hydra, great creature type. It enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each other red creature you control and a +1/+1 counter on it for each other green creature you control. You can pay 1 of anything and remove a +1/+1 counter from Ulasht to have Ulasht deal 1 damage to target creature or to create a 1/1 green sapperling creature token. What makes Ulasht interesting is that this Hydra can do 2 things really well. You can run it as the commander of a +1/+1 counter brigade, or you can run it as the general of a giant token army. However, in the wise words of the little girl from the old El Paso commercial, "Porque no los dos?" Ulasht is powerful in its own right, but to take full advantage of this creature's abilities, it's important that it enters the battlefield with as many +1/+1 counters on it as possible. To do that, the foundation of the deck needs to be dedicated to going real wide, including staple token generators that require minimal effort as a must. The usual suspects like Tendershoot Dryad, Mycoloth, Phylath, World Sculptor, and Arasta of the Endless Web are great here. Non-creature spells like Sapperling Symbiosis, Beacon of Creation, and Fungal Sprouting assist in this mass of creatures. Then your synergistic duplicators, Second Harvest, Parallel Lives, and Doubling Season help to create a truly massive presence on your side of the battlefield. Now, creating the tokens is one thing, but you want to make those tokens threatening, and +1/+1 counters are a great way to do that. Grumgully the Generous is one of the best additions to this deck in recent years, giving your entire team +1/+1 counters. Ivy Lane Denizen is going to hit almost everything with a counter because almost all your token generation is green, and Renata, Call to the Hunt, is another solid new addition here, blanketing counters with ease. Hardened Scales Primal Vigor, as well as the previously mentioned Doubling Season, add to the counter Calamity. Then you run over everyone with absurd cards like Beastmaster Ascension, Gruul Warchant, Garruk Wildspeaker, and so many more. The strategy functions like an overrunning red-green deck, but you also get to use Ulasht to propel it to even further greatness. There are a lot of fun little combos you can use with Ulasht if you want to spice up your Gruul game a bit. Ulasht in combination with only 3 tokens in Ashnod's Altar and Nim Deathmantle creates a hilarious combo that lets you remove counters from Ulasht to make sapperlings that you sack to the altar for mana that you use for the Nim Deathmantle trigger when Ulasht loses its last counter and dies. Bring Ulasht back, do it all over again, you net 2 mana every time you do this, assuming there are at least 3 creatures when Ulasht hits the battlefield. You can also use Scythe of the Wretched on Ulasht itself to bring it back, a little masochistic, but I respect it, no judgment here. Then with all these avenues open to you, you can use Perforos to kill everyone, Impact Tremors does a great job as well. The deck is fun to play if you like giant Gruul monsters and tons of tokens and counters. And just when your opponents think they have you figured out, you drop the Hydra combos and kill everyone. Creative as heck for a deck that will definitely be underestimated. Tibor and Lumia is 2 of anything, 1 blue and 1 red for a 3/3 legendary creature human wizard. Whenever you cast a blue spell, target creature gains flying until end of turn. Whenever you cast a red spell, Tibor and Lumia deals 1 damage to each creature without flying. This commander is so unique and so quintessential Izzet at the exact same time is fantastic. Old school spell slinging for days with this design. If you're looking to shoot off spells in every direction, play cheap cards, and win in the air with tiny creatures or on the ground with walker friends, Tibor and Lumia is a commander for you. Never has Scorching the Earth looked so good. In case you weren't aware, flying is a thing Blue likes to do a lot, so when a commander shows up that punishes everything on the ground, Blue's right there. Tibor and Lumia's best deck has flying all over it, and in the most absurdly broken ways. It's time to be Oprah up in here, everyone's getting flying. Tabita, Master of Winds, Wonder, Archetype of Imagination, and Levitation are auto-includes here. Gotta make sure none of our own stuff dies in the inevitable ground inferno. The best part about giving everything flying is that the creatures you normally use for spell slinging utility now perform the additional task of beating face. Gutter Snipe, Veyron, Voice of Duality, Young Pyromancer, and Baral, Chief of Compliance are a few examples of strong creatures that now get to attack in the air instead of the dirty, mud-covered, disgusting ground where all the peasants walk. Even if you can't enable flying on your creatures, that's okay. Tibor and Lumia come equipped with a boatload of capable creatures that already fly. All the Niv-Mizzets fly, the Locust God flies, We Dragonauts flies, even Dominus of Fealty flies, and that thing is a house. Now, in addition to all these delicious creatures, this is a spell-slinging deck, so what spells are we slinging? The answer is all of them. That's the answer. We're slinging all of them. Drawing cards is the first step. Easily castable spells like Preordain, Treasure Cruise, Opt, and Ponder are aggressively costed and give you the triggers you need on the blue side. On the red side, there's more card filtering than pure draw, but the options are still very cheap and will double as removal spells for the entire ground. Thrill of Possibility, Prismari Command, Tormenting Voice, Faithless Looting, again, cheap cards that draw into more gas, and every single time you cast one of these, the entire ground gets burned for 1 damage. Imagine copying one of these spells with Reverberate or Teach by Example. Imagine taking down gigantic creatures by combining the passive damage from the trigger with direct damage nonsense in Prophetic Bolt, Electrolyze, Beacon Bolt, and Mizzium Mortars, just to name a few. This is pinnacle Izzet, but what makes this Izzet deck special is that it comes with so much protection from creatures thanks to Tibor and Lumia that you have opportunities other Izzet decks might not have. That includes playing out Planeswalkers safely and not having to worry about them getting overrun by beasts or humans or rats or whatever it is non-Izzet people play. Rawl, Storm Conduit, Saheeli, Sublime Artificer, Will and Rowan the Scholars, and Jaya, Venerated Firemage all come with static abilities that assist us in extraordinary ways. From spell cost reduction to firebombing every opponent slowly to flooding the board with 1/1s that hopefully have flying, there's so much opportunity and value here that normally wouldn't be accessible to your run-of-the-mill Izzet decks. Just think about what it would be like to have an overloaded Mizzium Mortars every turn to clear out creatures. That's what it's like having Tibor and Lumia on the battlefield, constant eradication of all threats over and over again until your opponents pull their hair out. If that isn't hashtag goals for Izzet, then I have no idea what is. Spellsling away, friends. Tibor and Lumia are hilarious and awesome. Teysa Orzhov Scion is one of anything 1 white and 1 black for a 2/3 legendary creature human advisor. You can sacrifice 3 white creatures to exile target creature. Whenever another black creature you control dies, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Teysa is one of the most infamous and historically popular Orzhov commanders thanks to her synergy with herself, her easily triggered creature generation ability, and also thanks to how friggin' savage her activated ability is. In a lot of ways, she's the whole creature package, everything you want in a cheap 3-mana commander. If you're building Teysa, you're doing it because you like death. You like creating death, using it as a weapon, and you also enjoy making your friends hate you so much. Despite its immense strength and synergy, a Teysa deck doesn't have to be complicated to work at peak efficiency. The deck needs creatures to sacrifice, reasons to sacrifice those creatures, then ways to win based on sacrificing said creatures. It's a 3-step process. We'll begin with generating creatures to throw into the wood chipper. Senger Autocrat, Endrick Sayer, Pawn of Ulamog, and Twilight Drover are solid examples of black-white fodder creators. We're not playing green, but Anointed Procession and Thalis, Reverent Medium do excellent work at propagating the species of the soon-to-be sacrificed. You don't have to worry about getting enough creatures is what I'm saying. I could list a million options. Adeline, Grave Titan, Requiem Angel, even something like Ministrant of Obligation could honestly go on forever. We're not short on creature creators. After creating them, we need to sacrifice them for a purpose. The most common purpose is mana. Ashnod's Altar and Phyrexian Altar are both included in basically every sack strategy known to player kind, but there are opportunities to create a different kind of value here. Viscera Seer is a great card filtering engine that is based on sacrificing creatures, same with Woe Strider. Yawgmoth lets you spread the Phyrexian disease everywhere, and he draws you cards as you sacrifice. Ayara draws a card whenever you throw a black creature down the well that the girl from The Ring came out of. Altar of Dementia can straight up mill people out if that's your jam. You can even sacrifice these creatures to protect your valuable pawns. Yahenni loves eating weaker beings to stay corporeal. Probably my favorite sacrifice ability is Sadistic Hypnotist, though. That's just mean. Sacrifice a single creature for 2 cards, that's total brutality. So we have our creature generation, and we have a multitude of ways to get rid of the creatures we just created. All that's left is to win the game. The go-to strategy for a lot of these decks is Aristocrats. By that I mean Life and Death Pingers, Blood Artist, Zulapur Cutthroat, Cruel Celebrant, and the Meathug Massacre, but if you don't want to spend Scrooge McDuck money, Bastion of Remembrance is great too. The more creatures that die, the more you're fueled as well. These Orzhov strategies love card advantage. Dictate of Erebos, Dark Prophecy, and Guildpact are all very strong. You could win the game via life gain or inversely life loss with Sanguine Bond and even Exquisite Blood if you have a Ferrari in your front yard that you can sell. The rest of the deck is made up of white-black staples that deal with threats and then more synergies to help Teysa exile every creature on the planet. If you build this, you want to squeeze out as much value as possible with every inclusion. Alenda the Dusk Rose serves 2 purposes. Dauthi Voidwalker's Graveyard hates sack triggers and recursion all in one. Smothering Abomination sacrifices creatures for you and draws you cards, perfect double threat. Then when all of this is put together and secure, you can add some fun stuff to combo out or win the game in style style. Darkest Hour is a popular include as it makes all your creatures eligible for Teysa's death trigger. Add in a blasting station, you have a real troll combo. Sacrifice a creature, deal 1 damage to something, it triggers Teysa to create a new spirit. That creature entering the battlefield untaps the blasting station. Do it all over again. Darkest Hour plus blasting station plus Teysa is probably one of the funnier combos in the deck. Overload the blasting station and ping everything as if Prodigal Sorcerer himself was on steroids. Really, you can do any number of things with Teysa and Darkest Hour on the battlefield together, as it means all sacrifice creatures simply create more black creatures to sacrifice. Phyrexian or Ashnod's Altar can give you free mana forever. Altar of Dementia can mill the entire table. Honestly, if you're against a Teysa and you see Darkest Hour hit the battlefield, do something about it immediately or just forfeit. It's so broken. This entire deck is both beautiful and broken. Well crap, we're only halfway through the Legends and Guildpact, so that means part 2 is coming. The reason these videos exist at all is to prove that older cards can still be relevant and fun in a format that has so much being printed specifically for it every year. While there are plenty of new cards out there that are great, that doesn't discount the awesome design we have in the past. Ulasht, Tibor and Lumia, and Teysa Orzhov Scion are 3 uniquely designed commanders that feel amazing to play and unlike any other commanders. They are all well worth trying if their respective strategies speak to you. In the next video covering the rest of Guildpact, we'll be dealing with some heavy hitters. I hope you're ready for some giant butts.